Good afternoon, friends. Let me say that at least I don't create disasters. I'm the one who responds to it. I'm the one who try to prevent them. And I'm the one who train people so that they can manage those situations. Jan Bansal spoke about three incidents, one at Mayapuri, one at Lalitha Park, and one, of course, that Fukushima had held in Japan. And out of these, I would say Fukushima, Japan is one of the eye-opener wherein a tsunami sets in, or probably, let me go one step back. Earthquake happened at subsea level and triggered a tsunami wave, flooded the entire city, led to a nuclear disaster we are all aware of, led to various fires. It's a, should I say in real sense, a disaster of varied magnitude, a varied taste, if you allow me to say so. I should not use the word taste, but kindly allow me to use this word, of varied taste, and causing miseries, deaths, losses. What we can do about it can be, as a responsive force, as a responsive member of the society, can we do something about it? We had a problem in Lalitha Park. Two of the incidents which narrated happened in Delhi. Lalitha Park, building collapse, quite a few people lost their life, quite a few people we saved with NDRF and things like that. But this is not a new accident which has taken place in the city. We had another problem. We never thought of, let me tell you, we never thought of an accident like which could happen, or which had happened in Mayapuri, that a radioactive will leak, radioactive substance will be just disposed of without following any regulations. In fact, the material found its way to the Kavada market or the scrap market because it was not disposed of properly, and it's exposed so many people. Again, bringing miseries to people who are handling them, and causing concern for the responders, causing damage, or should I say injuries to the responders as well. Delhi Fire Service prime objective, let me, as I said, we are basically a responsive force primarily, apart from protecting, taking preventive measures and training people or making people aware on fire safety aspects on different scales. Primary responsibility is saving life and property from fire, and then subsequently other related accident or incidents which we spoke about, the building collapse and radiation leaks, chemical leaks, things like that. We examine plans of building from fire prevention perspective and issue guidelines that what building which is being developed or is in planning stage should comprise of as far as fire safety measures are concerned, and which needs to be incorporated as per the laws of the land, and so that at any point of time later when building is complete, occupied, any emergency happens, people can use those measures to mitigate those effects and evacuate buildings safely. We ensure, as I said, Delhi Fire Prevention Fire Safety Act is there, and we see to it that the laws and rules applicable there, or provided they are made applicable to various sections of the society. We create public safety awareness so that make people aware of the various hazards and their mitigation measures. Broadly, disasters, fire I am concerned with, chemical disaster I am concerned with, flood, water I am concerned with, building collapse I am concerned with, a new dimension of terrorist attack has been added. We are all aware of what happened at Saurinagar a couple of years back on the eve of Diwali, when we had a multiple series of terrorist attacks on the city. We are all aware of what happened at Bombay, 26/11, and things like that, and that's a new dimension which has been added. Earlier we were working, we were facing disaster, we were supposed to mitigate the ill effects of those disasters which has happened in a peaceful environment, but today we are working on an environment which is not conducive in a sense under the volleys of bullets. These are the situations we come across. This recent photograph which we have, which happened is there, and people are working, cutting various species, not using bulldozer. At times you feel that the building has collapsed, call the bulldozer immediately, try to clear the scrap and save the people. That is not the right technique basically, and that's why I say qualified people or the people who are trained in search and rescue should be involved in it. Saving life is a tedious task, is a technical, purely a technical job for which the people should be trained, and before bodies can be, or people can be saved alive. We have, again, as I said, building collapse. We have problems of gas leaking. Chlorine predominantly is being held apart, is being used in the city, apart from ammonia, for water treatment plants and hotels and things like that, and stored in bulk quantity. We have chemical storages in and around the city. We are all aware of what happened in Jaipur and of late at Hazira. That's the terrorist attack which we are talking about. Managing all these accidents, we provide how do we manage these accidents, and this is through a series of actions or provisions which we have made, provision of fire stations where resources are stationed, that is fire appliances and equipment, trained manpower, things like that. We have a communication network available. We create, as I said, community awareness, and we have a legislative support. But point is that enough? Is it efficient method of doing it? Is it effective? Are we continuous, and is it a cost effective? Because everything is now calculated, how cost effective we are, and our deliverance has to be, without compromising rather, from efficiency and effectiveness point of view. How to meet these challenges? Under the glare of press and media today, how effective we are. Nowadays, things are that before my fire engine reaches, the press and media van is, OB van is there, and they start transmitting. We had a problem at, mic is gone. We had a problem at North Block, and we had a small fire a couple of months back. OB vans are normally situated near North Block, that Rajpath, and they saw the smoke and they start transmitting that there is no fire engine which has reached the site. And believe me, for 10 minutes, they're passing on those same messages. Zee News, every news picked up that news and said, okay, no fire engine. Now, how can a fire engine reach their analysis from the fire brigade? That was when I said working efficiently and effectively under the media glare. Yes, we can do it by better planning, effective use of resources, whatever is available, put that technology which is available to use, and taking or rather avoiding risk measures, and determine how to implement new ideas and tools in a traditional organization. Now, when I say traditional organization, this phrase I picked up because most of time we are working in a traditional method. We are not apt to accepting new technologies, new word, or new systems which can enhance our effectiveness or efficiency. Historically, first responders relied on experience. That is one. Teamwork. Communication between them, the experience which they have gained over a period of time to achieve their goals. Now, as I said, with the increased demand, fire service must utilize, to be effective efficiently, they must utilize the latest technology available in the field to meet public expectations. The society expectations are very high, and one such emerging technology which I thought I will speak about, or what frame of mind we have about this technology is the GPS and GIS world, which can be put effectively in use in our day-to-day activities so as to increase our efficiency and effectiveness and meet to the expectation of the people. And I'll skip the preliminaries. It is basically a data of information through maps and layers. And These can be used for your plans, for planning, for response system, for your mitigation system, for your preventive measures, for your inspections, for your training. These can be used. You can model, you can develop your modeling process, you can develop models, actual model of gas leaks using these technology, which otherwise would be quite difficult in, without using these technologies. When, where, how often the incident has happened, you can, given a time frame, right from 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening, how many incident has taken place in one spot, what are the demographics of that area, how this incident can be related to that demographic, how many, are there incident related more to the children or to the old age, how we relate to this, and what measures we can adopt to avoid those situations. We can evaluate the new fire station location to maximize the response coverage so that the number of incidents are increasing in a particular area.
Dr. Sharma, kindly conclude in 2 minutes.
All right. Okay, that's the worst part of it. We have hotspot analysis we can develop, we can have risk zones mapping, moderate, major, high, low, and things like that. Now, let me go to the, I would like to skip then if I have to conclude in 2 minutes, and then I would like to show what exactly, how we are doing it at the, this is GeoPortal of Government of Delhi, wherein we log in and technology is being provided through about 47 departments on board on the system. We have DFS zone boundary defined in it. We have got fire station availability. We have division boundaries. We have subdivision boundaries. You can make different queries. We have individual fire station boundaries wherein we can work. We can locate a fire station in an area using this portal. We can resources available at fire station. How many fire engines? How many? Who is in charge there? How many rescue tender are there? How many say cutters are there? How many? All those. Who is in charge? What is his telephone number? How many people are there? In fact, what is their age profile? Everything. What is their qualification? Everything can be made known using this system. Whereas otherwise, will take a lot of time to arrive at those resources. How, from where the resources are available, where resources are not available. We can locate how many hospitals, like the incident happened in Uphaar tragedy. All the victims were taken to Safdarjung Hospital or to AIIMS. Right, and then they have to be diverted from either AIIMS to the Safdarjung. Primarily, it was from Safdarjung to AIIMS. People were diverted. First, they were all taken to the Safdarjung Hospital because being a first government responding hospital. All 59 people were taken then. In fact, they have to re-divert them. So, using this, we can know that these are the number of hospitals which are available within that buffer zone of incident, and these are the beds available there. They're Burn Hospital, specialization provided by the hospital, and we can divert the traffic so that lives can be saved. Nearest fire station to the accident or incidents, we can find what is the shortest route we can find using this technology. If there is some obstruction on the way, that can also be monitored there. Route directions are available, can be conveyed using wireless system to these people who are responding on GPS, using GPS methods. We can address a query, how many, suppose as a planning tool, I can use it, how many buildings are there for a particular height in particular area. I select an area and it gives me an area, how many buildings are there. How many police stations, law and order problem, terrorist attack is there, how many police stations are there. It will give you how many police stations are there within a particular fire station boundary. How many schools which are being used as primary or as shelters, how many schools are there. It will give me the, in a particular district boundary or in a particular area of marked area of rectangle, how many schools are there. Gas pipeline is again IGL gas pipeline, where the main wall located. Pipeline is being marked into it, and we can, if there is a leakage, we can know where the pipeline's gas walls are located, and we can find out which area is to be protected and which not to be protected. Again, finding the nearest features, finding various features within that particular area. Advantage are instant display, shortest routes available, nearest fire station, hospital, whatever you have fed into the system, you can instantly come to know. And these are some of the constant system speed is one area where system is not very fast as of now, though we are using it. Mapping resources, another area, how many resources which we want to map, which we expect them to be utilized during case of an emergency, and there is a dearth of trained manpower with respect to GIS and GST personals. Thank you very much.